BetaNYC is a civic organization dedicated to improving lives in New York through civic design, technology, and data, and believe that all New Yorkers should be able to access information and use technology as tools for public good. When communities are empowered with modern civic tools, residents can hold their government accountable while expanding their economic opportunities. In this demo, Jassy Smith explains BetaNYC's Mapping for Equity project, which is a civics and data literacy program that teaches the public how to see data while collecting data on New York City's undermapped and underrepresented public spaces. Dimitri Mimi also gives a tutorial on how to navigate the New York City Open Data Portal, more specifically the 311 dataset. Check out BetaNYC's work, links in the description box below.
I'm Jazzy. Our demonstration is Mapping for Equity, which is a digital literacy project where we engage folks to think about public space and map public amenities. Amenities being like benches, water fountains, sidewalks, playgrounds, accessibility features. The list goes on. When we usually hold these classes, we are mapping what exists. So in a way, we are actually kind of mapping the past. But at the PIT Pop Up, it is about thinking about the future. So we have a bit of creative spin in our activity today. We have two types of maps. We have an outside aerial map. This is the Oculus. Someone has drawn different things that they want to see. And we actually have an indoor map. I'm going to get a blank one. All of the people were taken out by AI, so folks can just focus on the space. But the activity is for people to really think about what they want to see in the future of public space. And we're using the Oculus and this space as an example. As folks kind of like learn about our project, we talk about the history of this space before this, kind of like big structure was erected. I think that's really important to consider before we think about what we want for the future. And we really hope that it's just something to get the wheels turning and for folks to feel like they have a say in what the future looks like and what public space looks like in New York, which is so precious and sparse, and also build community and get to know good people. Speaking of good people, I'm going to pass it to my colleague Dimitri to talk about open data.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Jazzy. I'm Dimitri. I'm here as part of BetaNYC. We're a civic tech nonprofit based out here in Lower Manhattan, and we do a lot of lovely work with open data. So this activity that I have here today is basically something we came up with to sort of present a really fun exploration of 311 open data. And before we get into that, let's talk first about what open data is. So open data is basically free public information that anyone can access and use. And one of the biggest providers of open data in New York City is our local government. So a lot of civic agencies and entities publish all of their open data online, free of charge for anybody to access. That includes 311. And 311 is a really cool government service for non-emergency complaints. So think 911 if it's life or death, but for anything else, let's say a fallen tree or dirty street, we call 311. And they actually work with the open data team at the New York City Office of Technology and Innovation to make all of that information public and accessible online. And so with that in mind, we've prepped this really cool Mad Lib activity, and we kind of just go through inquiry about 311 open data, and I get to show you the results. Let's go through the fields in order. So how many blank complaints? Let's say I want to do yesterday was Halloween, so I'm going to say noise. Let's do noise complaints. How many noise complaints are in blank borough? So let's choose a borough. We're here in Manhattan. I'll choose Manhattan. I'll do that. I'll choose a Manhattan borough, community district, blank for the number. So in this question, we ask folks to choose a community district. And what community districts are, they're basically civic entities, and all of New York City is divided into different community districts where different community members or folks living in a particular neighborhood can actually serve terms and help make decisions about their local spaces, like what commercial spot needs to get a liquor license or changing a storefront. And so we'll use that as sort of like our frame to choose a location in New York City. So community district, I'm gonna choose a number. Let's go with 1. Our office is in Community District 1 in Manhattan, so I'll go with that. On blank date. I said Halloween, so I'll do Halloween last year. So let's do Halloween 2024. And so now what I'm going to do is just shift over to the New York City Open Data Platform, and I'll put in some of those sort of like candidate values, and we'll see what the completes were. So let's go over. I'm gonna shift over to the appropriate tab. There it is. This is a view of 311 service requests from 2010 to the present. And now I'm going to fill in some of the values that we just came up with. So for create a date, right here, I'm going to go, so it says already October 31st, but we want it in 2024. So I'm going to go here and just change that. I'm going to type in a 4, enter. I'll do the same thing once more. There. So now we're gone back 1 year on the October 31st. And for the second field, I'm going to choose the correct community board. So I'm going to delete community board 1 in Queens, and I'm going to select and just type in 01 Manhattan. Oh my God, it already comes up. Okay, we're good, we're here. So yeah, let me just choose this suggestion. So we're looking at complaints last year, October 31st in Community District 1 in Manhattan. So I'm just going to go ahead and click apply. All right, and so we have a result here, and we can see a list of complaints in order from the most numerous to the least. Interestingly enough, the top complaint was illegal parking. So lots of people driving and then ending that process in a non-legal way. Oops. We see vendor enforcement. So this is really interesting. Near our office is a really popular location for vendors to set up stalls. And so I guess there were complaints about that. Commercial noise. Finally, I thought you would be number 1, but it's actually our first noise complaint is in 3rd place. And then we have noise, street, sidewalk, and then just noise. So all types of noise complaints. I'd say added up, it's probably the top complaint. So I'll stick to that. But yeah, you can sort of use this process to really just see just information about your space wherever you are in New York City. And it's a really great resource if you want to just see free information about the areas you move through every day. So yeah, we actually hold classes through our Open Data Ambassadors program. I'm going to go back to the slide. So right here in the bottom left where there's that little pop-up, that's our logo. These are classes where we have community members come in, and we essentially have them do a little bit of a teach the teacher moment, where we teach these volunteers to teach just members of the public and various virtual classes how to use open data. And it's completely free of charge. I think there's one every month. So definitely recommend taking those. And also, if you just want to stay connected with BetaNYC, what we have going on, the latest in open data, the awesome Mapping for Equity project that was just introduced by the star, Jazzy. You can go over here as well. I'll actually click through and show you what that links page looks like. So when you click through, you reach this landing page on our website, and you can subscribe to our newsletter. There's a little plug for the pop-up. We're still here. Come see us. And if you scroll down a little bit, you actually see this section right here to attend a New York City Open Data class. And so you can actually click that and see the available classes. We have one coming up on November 21st, so this month. They're all virtual, and you can just choose one and attend it. and learn how to do exactly what I showed today.